Imagine standing in a silent, white, futuristic showroom where the lights slowly rise, reflections glide across the floor, and right in front of you sits a motorcycle that feels familiar yet completely reborn. The 2026 Honda XL200 doesn't scream for attention, it earns it. The moment your eyes land on it, there's a strange pull, like this machine is quietly asking you where you want to go next. City streets, broken back roads, dusty trails, or somewhere far beyond the map. This is not just a bike you look at, it's a bike you start imagining your life with, even before the engine turns over. The design immediately tells you that Honda didn't chase trends, they refined purpose. Every line on the XL200 feels intentional, clean, and confident. The proportions are perfectly balanced, not bulky, not fragile, but strong in a way that feels dependable. The fuel tank flows naturally into the seat, the stance feels upright and ready, and the overall silhouette carries that classic dual-sport DNA while looking unmistakably modern. It's the kind of motorcycle that looks just as natural parked under bright showroom lights as it does splashed with mud on a forgotten trail. As you walk closer, details begin to reveal themselves. The finish feels premium, the paint deep and rich, catching light differently from every angle. The frame looks solid, engineered to take abuse without complaining. The seat is shaped for real riding, not just short rides to the cafe, but long hours where comfort matters more than style points. Even standing still, the XL200 gives the impression that it's built to move, to endure, and to keep going long after the road disappears. Swing a leg over, and the bike immediately feels welcoming. The seat height is confidence-inspiring, allowing both new and experienced riders to feel in control. The handlebars sit exactly where they should, offering a relaxed yet commanding riding position. This is the kind of ergonomics that make you forget about the bike and focus entirely on the ride. Your feet rest naturally, your arms fall comfortably, and suddenly it feels like the XL200 was designed specifically for you. Now imagine the engine coming to life. The sound isn't aggressive or overbearing, it's smooth, controlled, and reassuring. The 200cc engine feels refined, delivering power in a way that's predictable and usable. This isn't about chasing top speed numbers or intimidating performance, it's about confidence. The throttle response feels clean, the torque comes in exactly where you need it, and the bike feels eager without being overwhelming. Whether you're navigating traffic or climbing a rough trail, the XL200 feels like it understands what you're asking of it. On the road, the bike feels light and agile. It doesn't fight you in corners or feel nervous at speed. Instead, it tracks cleanly, responding smoothly to every input. The suspension absorbs imperfections without drama, turning rough roads into manageable surfaces. Potholes, broken tarmac, uneven patches, the XL200 handles them all with a calmness that inspires trust. This is the kind of ride quality that makes you want to take the long way home, just to stay on the bike a little longer. Take it off the road, and the character of the XL200 truly shines. Loose gravel, dirt paths, uneven terrain, the bike feels right at home. The suspension travel gives you confidence, the chassis feels stable, and the power delivery remains controlled. You don't feel like you're pushing the bike beyond its limits, instead it feels like it's encouraging you to explore further. It's not pretending to be an extreme off-road machine, but it doesn't shy away from adventure either. It sits perfectly in that sweet spot where versatility lives. One of the most impressive things about the 2026 XL200 is how approachable it feels. This is a bike that welcomes beginners without boring experienced riders. New riders will appreciate its predictable nature, manageable power, and forgiving handling. Experienced riders will respect its balance, reliability, and ability to adapt to different riding styles. It doesn't try to prove anything, it simply does its job exceptionally well. The braking performance adds another layer of confidence. The brakes feel progressive and controlled, offering strong stopping power without being abrupt. Whether you're slowing down in traffic or coming to a stop on loose terrain, the bike remains composed. It's these small details, often overlooked, that make the XL200 feel complete and trustworthy. Technology on the bike is thoughtfully integrated. Nothing feels excessive or distracting. The instrument cluster is clear and easy to read, giving you the information you need without overwhelming you. Everything feels designed around the rider's experience rather than marketing gimmicks. Honda clearly understands that real riders value clarity, durability, and simplicity. Fuel efficiency is another area where the XL200 quietly impresses. It's the kind of motorcycle you can rely on day after day without constantly worrying about fuel stops. Long rides become more enjoyable when you're not constantly checking the gauge. This efficiency, combined with Honda's legendary reliability, makes the XL200 a motorcycle you can truly depend on. And that reliability is perhaps the strongest unspoken promise of this bike. Honda's reputation isn't built on hype, it's built on years of machines that start every morning, run smoothly, and ask for very little in return. The XL200 feels like a continuation of that legacy. It's a bike designed to be owned, ridden, maintained easily, and kept for years. Not something you replace quickly, but something that becomes part of your routine in your story. There's also something deeply satisfying about the simplicity of this motorcycle. In a world where bikes are increasingly complex, loaded with electronics and features most riders never use, the XL200 feels refreshingly honest. It focuses on the fundamentals: good engine performance, solid handling, comfortable ergonomics, and dependable construction. It reminds you why riding became enjoyable in the first place. Visually, the bike manages to appeal to a wide audience. It looks rugged without being intimidating, modern without losing its classic roots. Whether you choose a bold color scheme or a more understated finish, the XL200 carries itself with quiet confidence. It doesn't need loud graphics to make a statement. Its presence does that naturally. For daily commuting, the XL200 feels like a practical companion. It's easy to maneuver through traffic, comfortable for longer rides, and economical to run. Parking it doesn't feel like a hassle, and riding it every day doesn't feel like a chore. Instead, it turns even routine trips into something enjoyable. For weekend rides, it becomes a different kind of machine. Suddenly, it's about exploration, about taking roads you've never noticed before, about seeing where that dirt path leads. The XL200 doesn't demand a plan, it invites spontaneity. It's the kind of bike that makes you curious again. There's also a strong emotional aspect to this motorcycle. It doesn't try to overwhelm you with raw power or aggressive styling. Instead, it builds a connection through trust. Ride after ride, it proves itself. It starts easily, rides smoothly, and responds exactly how you expect. Over time, that reliability creates confidence, and that confidence creates enjoyment. The 2026 Honda XL200 feels like a motorcycle designed for real life, not just for showrooms or spec sheets, but for riders who actually ride. People who value freedom, versatility, and authenticity. It doesn't matter if you're riding in the city, on the highway, or somewhere far away from paved roads, the bike feels ready. When you step back and look at it again, sitting there under the lights, it's clear that the XL200 isn't trying to redefine motorcycling. Instead, it refines what already works. It takes everything riders love about lightweight, versatile motorcycles and polishes it for a new generation. It respects the past while confidently moving forward. This is the kind of bike that doesn't age quickly. Its design, performance, and purpose feel timeless. 5 years from now, it will still make sense. 10 years from now, it will still be relevant. That's a rare quality in modern motorcycles. The 2026 Honda XL200 doesn't promise to be the fastest, the flashiest, or the most extreme. It promises something far more valuable: consistency, reliability, enjoyment. It promises to be there when you need it, ready to ride, ready to explore, ready to become part of your journey. And maybe that's the real magic of this bike. It doesn't just take you from one place to another. It makes you want to ride. It makes you want to explore. It makes you remember why motorcycles hold such a powerful place in our lives. The moment you ride the 2026 Honda XL200, you don't just feel like a rider. You feel free.